The geneticist confirmed cupping of the ribs and the poor mineralization, which confirms that there could be a bone disease. The geneticist confirmed osteopenia, right?
Osteopenia prematurity. And then again, like you stated, the severe intrauterine growth restriction because she couldn't move.
Amelia's had abnormal labs since she was born, right? And she was anemic since birth, even with supplements, right? And all of these things could lend themselves to not getting the nutrients she needed. And even with all of that, you're not allowed to get her further testing.
Because of my genetic testing that I had done and my diagnosis with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, and I am a carrier of two different genes. One of the genes could be associated with fractures. It's also associated with osteoporosis, and I've also been diagnosed with osteopenia, which means that, essentially my bones are doing kind of what hers were doing.
You were diagnosed with EDS. You were diagnosed with osteo. Shut up. Why are your children not home?
Yes,
What was the
yeah,
other
she
thing
has
you
a
said?
50% chance of inheriting it from me. So I have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, osteopenia, and then in my very basic genetic testing that I had done, I carry two genes, one being associated with bone fragility. It can also be associated with osteoporosis, and the other gene that I carry is associated with osteogenesis imperfecta, but it's such a rare gene that right now all the only studies that are found are in animals. Based off of that, we requested that she had genetic testing done at disposition, and we asked for a continuance until that genetic testing was done. They denied the continuance. They moved forward with non-reunification and allowed for genetic testing. And that if anything was found, we can file a motion at that point of discovery. So, like you stated, everything that we've already proven, everything that we've already stated, they still want more. So, we were allowed, ironically, to get this genetic testing, but the state made us go to the geneticist from UF Health that already testified against us, made us use a lab of their choosing. I've already had genetic testing, so I was somewhat familiar with the process. I'm not allowed a patient portal to this lab.
That's illegal. Is it not illegal? You have parental rights.
Not only do I not get a patient portal, but this lab works in such a way. And let me back up. We requested a whole exome sequencing, which is 20,000 genes to be sequenced. And I asked for variants of unknown certainty. And I asked for secondary findings, which may not have anything to do with what she's going through now, but could pertain in her later in life, whether it's breast cancer, anything that she may carry. I want to know. Why not? We're paying $3,500, 20,000 genes. Just tell me everything that she's carrying. They are only going to look for genes associated with the clinical findings that were submitted by Dr. Trepane, by the geneticist that had already, again, testified against us.
So basically,
they're
no
not
genetic testing.
right. So they're not doing a whole exome sequencing. We're not getting confirmation on the 20,000 genes. They're only going to look at a handful of genes on what they were told to look at.